Small and medium-sized businesses in our community are the backbone of the community. They help thrive and bring cash flow to our community and also establishes jobs and careers around our area. So it's great whenever we do have a new business or successful business around that is providing jobs. And we do have a new business that opened its doors in our West Bloomfield community. It's Art and Frame, and the owners are passionate about helping customers bring prized possessions to life and preserve. It was established in 1984 and proudly serving Southeast Michigan for 4 decades. Art and Frame has built a reputation for exceptional custom picture framing and design. And now in 2024, they're opening up their new location, or they opened up their new location here in West Bloomfield. We have a grand opening ribbon cutting we will be discussing. So joining us right now are the owners of the Art and Frame. We have owners Brad Gordon and Danielle Gordon joining the Splash Live. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having
Hi,
us this
thank
morning.
you.
Absolutely. So what we have here is a very unique business right here, and I love to support it. So I want you to go ahead and first give us the history of Art and Frame.
Sure. So, like you mentioned, we've been around since 1984. I'm the third owner, um, and our initial location was behind the old Peabody's restaurant in downtown Birmingham. Um, and about 7 years ago, we moved to the corner of Maple and Cranbrook, just outside of the Birmingham city limits in Bloomfield Hills. And uh, with great success since we've taken over, we've decided to spread our wings and open our second location here in West Bloomfield at the Crosswinds Plaza at the corner of Orchard and Lone Pine.
Great to hear. Great to hear. So yeah, just giving us a little bit more context into the history of Art and Frame. But what about you two? How did you both get involved or get started in this very unique niche market and specific business?
Well, Brad, I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about his background, but it really started when we had our daughter when she was about 6 months, and we were looking for some more flexibility in our lives. And we were both working and kind of realizing, like, hey, starting a family is really, really hard. So Brad decided, like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should own our own business. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Piggybacking off of that, it's the what led me to the idea of entrepreneurship is seeing other people have more, what seemed like more free time. Now that I'm in it, I realize that it's a little bit less free time, but
Yeah.
when that time is, and that makes a world of difference. But what led me here is my educations in graphic design and sculpture and art history and
Nice.
working. And after running a successful company for a while, I decided that I needed to be out for myself, and I spent a lot of time looking for businesses that were for sale, and
Mm-hmm.
checked every box and felt right, and uh, haven't looked back since.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great way to, and very unique. You said you went to school for sculpting, graphic design and sculpting and things. That's very nice. Very nice and interesting. Creative field. I love creative field. So let's get into exactly what we're talking about. Art and Frame. It sounds like it's in the name, but I want you to explain. A couple quick bars
Ah,
right there.
ah.
What services do you offer at Art and Frame?
Yeah, so we offer our services to both commercial and residential clients. We can frame extremely high volume. We can frame extremely large sizes.
Hmm.
Also, are open to all of our residential clients. We do everything from 2D artworks to your family portraits and photos that were taken, to your heirlooms and three-dimensional trinkets you've collected, and your sports
Nice.
memorabilia. Uh,
so on top of custom framing, we also do printing. So we can print any portraits or artwork onto different
Okay.
substrates. We also do consultation, design consultation. So Brad has a really good eye, and he can go into people's
There you
homes.
go.
Like, I have a blank wall. What do I do with it? And so he can help design. And yeah.
Yeah, and one of our favorite facets of this business is the ability to be creative. So not everything the store is a frame or needs a frame. It's about coming up with clever solutions for presentation. We do custom mirrors. We do fork boards and whiteboards. We frame televisions. So there really is no limit to the ability or creativity.
I love how it's an official upgrade of how I used to do it. I'm pretty sure a lot of teenagers remember this, just taking pages out of a magazine and just putting some duct tape on the wall or in your locker, and boom, that was your art. That was how it was right there. But now we're upgrading. We're taking a whole step further. This is, as you were explaining it, I'm thinking of that perfect man cave. Mwah. I'm talking about jerseys folded up, photos, my favorite team, of course, the Lions. Oh my goodness. And you being there to set that up and make it look exactly how I want it to look, Brad. So thank you for explaining that. And joining us right now, just to reset the show, Brad and Danielle Gordon, owners of Art and Frame, opening up their new location in West Bloomfield, and also celebrating 40 years in business. Also, congratulations. Can you just talk about the some of the major projects or memorable moments throughout your time in business, please?
Yeah, kind of difficult, but I'd say some of the exciting opportunities have been working with our our local but national sports teams, and working with a lot of the big companies in the area. And what really gives me pride in my business and our businesses is doing things that people entrust us with their things that they have so much sentimental value in. Their items from lost loved ones, or their stuff from when their children were little, that they're tired of keeping it in a box and they want to display it. Preserving memories, I think, is the part that I'm most proud of and what I enjoy most.
Nice.
Every project that someone brings in, or the majority of them, are special to them. So knowing that we get to take part in that is really very cool.
Yeah, we can all pretty much agree that if someone is looking to frame something, it means a lot to them. I mean, let's be honest. Like, even if it's your child's first drawing or report card, whatever the case, it means a lot. We want to put it in a frame. We want it to look nice, and this is something that that has a lot of value to us, and we want to kind of show that to everybody who comes to our establishment or place of residence. I want to kind of ask about what we're looking at now. For our listeners on 89.3, you can't see it, but on Civic Center TV, right here in front of us, right here. Yeah, what are we looking at right here exactly?
So this actually is a really cool example. It's from one of our glass vendors, but I don't know how well you can see it on your screens, but if you see, one side looks very clear and one side has a heavy glare to it.
Right.
They're both going to be UV protective, but one has better glare properties. So if you know that your artwork's going to be in a sunny room, or there's track lighting that's going to be right on it, and you want to make sure your art,
this is it.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
But this also is a good example of shadow box framing. What's inside of this frame is a three-dimensional origami, paper origami. And another cool thing is this allows me to tell you why it's important that we use UV protective glass. If you look at the back, that's how colors can fade over time if we can protect them. So we only put UV protective glass on all of our finished pieces. And then
here's one more that shows our acrylic.
The acrylic also comes in the same options of museum and UV protective. But what's better about the acrylic museum is
no static.
There's no static. it's
Hmm.
scratch. So let's say you have a rec room in your basement and the kids are playing pool and you don't want your pool cue to go into the artwork.
Yep. In the man cave. Yep.
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 Share.
Wow. That's some great information. And I'm so glad I asked about that. That is something that only experts like yourself would pretty much know and understand. The average person would just throw a regular glass, regular frame. And then I love that you showed me the difference that it makes with those older photos, because you see a lot of older photos that look like how it would like it was with the sun affecting it and things of that nature. But now if you protect it the right way with the UV ray glass and things like that, it can preserve the color, the intensity, the nature, the vibrance of the picture a lot more. So thank you for showing that. Please continue.
A lot of the artwork that comes in was inherited, whether it's from parents or family or
Right.
friends. And these museum grade products weren't around when framing was being done, as
Hmm.
50 years ago. So a
Correct.
lot of times people are just coming in to swap out their glass or to change out their mat board to something that's acid free, just to prevent further damage. It's not always about reframing it or starting anew, but protecting it.
And something that, I just recently came on board in this capacity as we opened our second location. And so something that I've seen that I really appreciate about my husband is that, something that's really important to him is just sharing knowledge, right?
Right.
Educating people about custom framing and about why we do it and what's important, because our generation doesn't necessarily know that, right? It seems
That's
like
correct.
as the older generation, isn't necessarily buying more artwork or investing in their homes as much. It's really important for us to know that. So, we're all about educating and getting information out there too.
And there's no question, like you said, that it's an investment, but when you really think about what we're doing, we're preserving something for a lifetime.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
hanging posters on your wall with duct tape, that's not so reversible. But everything we do is completely reversible and, will help whatever we're framing last for generations.
Absolutely. I can get immersed in this conversation and ask a lot more questions, but we're getting tight on time. I definitely appreciate your time. But real quick before we leave, Danielle, if you don't mind, give us more information on the grand opening again. And then right after her, Brad, if you don't mind, just give us more information on the location.
Yeah, so our grand opening at this store is going to be Wednesday, May 29th, starting at 4:30 p.m. We're going to have a ribbon cutting at 5 o'clock. There'll be champagne, there's going to be some hors d'oeuvres. We're very excited. The whole community is welcome. We're going to have Lori Tennant, who's a photographer. She will be here as well, doing some special things. So, very excited about that. And it's an opportunity for you to see our space, which is also going to be available as an event venue too. We're going to be doing rentals here. So
Yeah. So once again, we have this new beautiful space we can't wait to share with you. And if you can't make it to our grand opening, we're here 10 to 6, Monday through Saturday. And if you find yourself bored in the evening hours waiting for us to open, you can go on our website and see samples of our work. We have a digital design area where you can upload your own photos and play with mat boards and frame choices that are actually here in the store. So you can come in the next day and say, I picked this out on the website and that's what I want. So we've tried to make ourselves super accessible and helpful.
Absolutely. Thank you again. Owners of Art and Frame in West Bloomfield with their grand opening, Brad and Danielle Gordon joining the Splash Live. Thank you again for your time. We appreciate you.
Thanks so much.